I'm going to briefly explain how I made this pump drill. Stay tuned to see me make a fire with it. Height is 30 inches tall. The diameter is 1 1/8. The flywheel is 8 inches. Handle is 22.5 inches. Drill bit insert is 4 inches long, a 1/2 inch in diameter, fits in a 1/2 inch hole in the bottom of the upright. Hole is 1.5 inches deep. I used 1/4 inch braided nylon string for this project. Hole pop out. See it? Right there. Now let me see if I can get a fire started in this thing. We got plenty of fire off of that one. Well, there you have it, folks. We finally figured out how to get a fire started with a pump drill. Let me put that out before I burn my building down. I'll leave that right over here. I'm going to show you the differences in the pump drills. Now, this one I showed you on the other film. That was my first attempt at making a fire with a pump drill. You see how small that is? And I found that the problem with it is for one thing, the flywheel's not big enough to do the job of making a fire, because it doesn't spin as fast or with as much force. So my producer had me to upgrade to the deluxe model, and you can see that this one is a whole lot bigger than the other one. This one's actually 30 inches long. This shaft is 30 inches long, and we'll give the dimensions at the end of the video if you want to make one. That's 30 inches. This is 8 inches wide or round, and it's 3/4 an inch thick. And what I've done here in the end of it is I've made a way to put your drill bit in it. You can make that any length you want, and if you're making a fire, use the same wood you're making your fire with, or your base piece with. Just insert that in a 1/2 inch hole, This particular piece of wood right here is 1.25 inches in diameter, and I just fixed it where you can just sock that drill bit in there or whatever else you're going to turn. Now what makes this work better than the little one is the fact that, for one thing, this piece right here, the bearing stick I'll call it, is a whole lot longer, and that gives it you may have noticed in the video that just gives it about 1/2 of a turn, and it doesn't have to go all the way around. It just gives it about 1/2 turn. It's almost like using your bow drill, but if you see how that works. And this one don't bind up when it gets down in there. It just keeps on cutting. I cut the first one I was working on out before I got my little Colby on. And you might ask me the question, why have you got it up on that table? Why don't you have it down on the floor or somewhere like that? The way I see it, if you're going to use something like this to build a fire, you might as well find you a log somewhere out in the woods or a big old stump or something and put that fireboard on it, even if you have to tie it down on it. That way it's up off the ground. You're not going to be sucking moisture off the ground. It's going to be easier if you can just stand up there and pump that thing, because it don't take nothing to make it work. Also, make sure, I noticed that you don't want this to have hardly any friction at all. So make that hole just a little bit bigger than that piece of wood so that you don't have any friction there. And that'll stop you from slowing down too. So guys, this old-timey invention right here, once you get it down, now this is the second one I've ever made, really works. Thanks to my old producer over here that says she knows that the Bland County Survivorman don't ever give up on anything. That's the way it is. I don't give up. So I want somebody else out there to make one. All it takes to make this particular little thing right here in your workshop is a jigsaw and a drill, and that's basically it. You need your jigsaw to saw that out, and saw it off to the right length, and a drill to drill your holes for the hose. And that's all it takes. So folks, somebody out there make one, make a video and show it to me. And if you have any questions, be sure to email me at mreed56@hotmail.com. And that's another tip from your Bland County Survivorman. Have a nice day.